So to enter a registration for a new family, you want to navigate to the District 15 webpage, ccsd15.net, and you're going to click over here on Resources. That will open up this menu down here, and you want to go to Registration Enrollment. You'll see the message that online registration is open for the 22-23 school year. If you are new to the district, you should click on New Family. We will talk later about an existing family, but for right now, we're working with a new family coming into the district. We'll take you to this online registration page, and you're going to click on the very first icon here, Infinite Campus, New Families. And that will take you to the District 15 online registration kiosk. You want to begin a new registration and click Next. Be very careful that you choose the correct year. We cannot go in and change the year once an application has been entered. So if you're registering your student for next year, you'll want to click the 22-23 school year and Next. You're going to type in your first name, your last name, and please be careful when you're entering information into the system that everything is spelled correctly and that your numbers are all correct. This information is going into our student information system and will create your student and your record. We need to have your date of birth, and you do need to have an email address. I'm going to use mine at the district here. And we'd like you to tell us whether someone in this application has previously attended the district. In this case, I am a parent with an incoming kindergarten student, so no one has attended, and you do need to check that you are not a robot. Excuse me. And then you will begin the registration. The first thing that pops up is your application number. Infinite Campus asks you to write that number down, and please do, because we cannot always search easily for an unsubmitted application. The registration application takes a little bit of time to complete, and if something calls you away, you want to be able to go back to the same application, and you'll need to enter that number. So write it down and then confirm. And once you click confirm, it opens up the application itself, and you'll see up here in the top right-hand corner, again, your application number. You need to type in your name again as the signature, and you are verifying that you're the person that you say you are. And the first page tells you what things you'll need to have to complete the registration. So you have a little bit of time to get them together. You need to have address and phone numbers for parents, emergency contacts who could be neighbors, other family members. You need to have health information for your child. And this link here will take you to health requirements, what information do we have to have at different grade levels, and you can download the required forms. Please note that on each page within the application, any required fields are marked with a red asterisk. So we will click Begin. And the main household phone number needs to be entered here. And you do need to check this box that you understand registration fees are due by June 1st. You can click this link to show you what the registration fees are. As you work through the application, you're going to need to click Next at every step to get to the next box. You're going to enter your home address. I'm going to choose North, and I am saying that this student lives at actually, what is the district office address, 580 North First Bank Drive. If we have it in our system, it may show up. You can just click that and that will autofill the rest of the information for you. And then next. Please read through this information to be sure you understand the district's residency requirements. When you check this box, you are attesting that you're the person filling out this application and that you understand what the penalties are if you are not a district resident and give us false information. You need to choose yes, you are a district resident, and either yes, you own your home, or no, you do not. If you are a renter, you would say no, and then yes, you rent, and you would put in the name of the person that is referenced on the lease. But for this purpose, we're going to say yes, we own the home. As you scroll down, you'll need to provide your proof of residency, and you can upload these documents directly into your application. That's the easiest way to do it. If you're unable to do that for some reason, you can email or bring them into the school. To upload, you would click on this upload button, and it gives you the link to upload. You can choose what you have saved or what you have scanned into your phone, and you will see we have uploaded now our lease document. If you make a mistake, Infinite Campus gives you the opportunity over here to remove this file and upload a different document. We're going to pretend that I have uploaded all 3 documents here, and save and continue. So this next area is where you add any parents or legal guardians. And it has taken the information that I entered when I began the process and populated it here, because the student must be registered by a parent or legal guardian. So it has my information here. I do need to put in my gender, and no, I do not need an interpreter. And I'm going to click next. I need to re-enter my phone number. It has my email already populated. And do I want to have my phone and email information included in the PTA student directory so that other families have a way to contact me? And yes, I would like that. And I click next. Read this question about migrant workers. I'm going to say no. And also, I am not a member of the military, and save and continue. I see the summary screen that shows me that I have 1 parent or legal guardian entered in this child's record. If the child lives with just 1 parent or has just 1 parent or guardian, that's fine. If you need to add another person, down here below, I'm going to add a new parent or guardian. So I'm going to add this child's father. If you enter dates, it needs to be 2 digits for the month, 2 digits for the year, or I'm sorry, 2 digits for the date, and 4 digits for the year. This parent lives at the same address that we do. If they did not, you could uncheck this, and it would give you an opportunity to add this parent's address down underneath. And click next. Enter the phone number for this parent and their email. And this parent also would like to be included in the PTA directory. This parent also is not a migrant worker and is not a member of the military. And we see our summary screen has changed now, and we have Jane Doe and John Doe. If you need to make changes, you can click Edit Review and go back into the record that you submitted. Once you do that, you will need to save and continue, and it takes you back to the summary screen. Again, down here at the bottom, you can't access emergency contact information up here. You need to work through the document, save and continue, and that takes you to the next section. So we do need to have at least 1 emergency contact other than a parent listed in the student's record. So we're going to add a new emergency contact. And campus reminds you here, please enter only emergency contacts. You should not enter someone who was already entered in the parent or legal guardian section. Again, here, we have their information. We want only, most people put in neighbors or aunts, uncles, grandparents. So we are going to put in grandfather here, go, whose name happens to be grandfather. If you know the birth date, you can enter that. It is not necessary. We do need to have contact information, so we need to have a phone number that we can reach that person at if necessary. And save and continue. If you have more emergency contacts, you can add more if you would like, but we must have at least one. I'm going to just leave it at one and save and continue. Now we're going to enter the information for your student. And there's a reminder up here, only a legal guardian may register a student. So we're going to add a new student. Mary Elizabeth. Please put your child's legal name in here as it is on their birth certificate. You will need to supply a copy of an original birth certificate to the school for registration, and it needs to match what we have entered here in campus. If your child goes by a nickname, you can type this down here, but we need to have these fields filled out as they look on the student's birth certificate. You have 3 choices now in the state of Illinois. This student is a female, but there is the option for intersex, male or female. This child is a female who will be going into kindergarten. You see that when I enter kindergarten, that opens up a few extra fields that we need to have some information on. Kindergarten in District 15 is mostly half day. We give you the opportunity to choose what your preference would be. That doesn't necessarily guarantee that your child will be placed in an afternoon or morning section, but we give you the opportunity to tell us what you would prefer. And you can type in here, maybe work schedule, or they have a sibling that goes to morning preschool and you'd like to have them in school at the same time. This information goes to our district office and the school will notify you once a placement is made for your child for kindergarten. We need to put in the child's birth date. And you see this message that the school is based on your home address. So every address within District 15 is assigned to a boundary school, and that is generally where your child will attend. Sometimes there are different programs that are only taught at certain schools. You will be notified once your child is placed where they will be attending. If your child is coming into kindergarten, this is only an option for kindergarten parents. They do have an opportunity to be enrolled in the two-way language immersion program. If you're interested in the dual language program, there is a link here that you can click, and it explains a little bit about the program and gives you the opportunity to fill out that you are interested in enrolling your child in that program that is only available for kindergarten students. We do have a note this year that any kindergarten and first grade students that live in the Winston campus elementary area in general education will be enrolled next year at Jane Addams Elementary School. And as I said, that kind of is tied into this note up here that we have boundary schools for every address, but there are occasions where children are assigned to a different school for many different reasons, and you will be contacted by the school of enrollment once your application is processed, so you will have the information that you need. Now, the student record needs quite a bit of information filled out. So, and remember, anything with a red asterisk, you must complete. Is the child Hispanic, Latino? No, yes or no. And then you also need to click any of these boxes that apply and go on to the next. With whom does the child reside 51% of the time? In this case, both parents. Make the choice from this list. You can't type something in, you need to choose from the list. Is your living arrangement dependent on assistance from others? Do you lack adequate fixed and or safe housing? If you do, please select yes, and someone from the district will contact you with some other possible resources. And we do ask you to choose, if you have that, which one of these is closest to your living situation. If not, just click no. We ask if your child has a current IEP. In this case, no, but if you check yes, this helps our district office staff know what further information we need to collect for your child so that we can serve them adequately. Does your child have an emergency health care plan? Language information. We need to collect this information. It's a state law from every family that applies. Is a language other than English spoken in your home? If so, and you click yes, you will need to choose the language from this extensive drop-down menu. If no, you won't even see that menu. And so there are two questions. Is a language other than English spoken in your home? And does your child speak a language other than English? Please answer each of those. And if the answer to either question is yes, the law requires that we assess your child's English language proficiency. It doesn't mean that they will necessarily receive services for that, but we are required to assess them. And if you're transferring in, has your child ever received English as a second language services? Please answer this question. Clicking this box and typing your name here certifies that this information above here, this is considered part of your home language survey. You will need to complete some paperwork for that as well at the school level, but you need to type your name in here, and that is the same as if you signed that. It's an electronic signature. If you need to have your report card in a language other than English, please indicate this here. So I am going to waive my right. It's not really applicable. And again, you need to type your name, which counts as your signature for the district. And click Next. If your child has attended school in a different district, whether in Illinois or another state, please fill out the information here. If this is your child's original enrollment in a District 15 school, please say yes. If your child has ever attended District 15, even if they attended District 15 and then were gone to another district for 3 years and now they're coming back, then please say no so that we can make sure that their records are correct in our system. We need to have your child's country of birth and your child's city of birth, which you need to type in. There's not a list for that. Is a student moving to CCSD 15 schools from another state in the US? In this case, no. But if so, just click yes. You don't have to type in the state information here. We will collect that last school information over here. So no. And they are not moving here from another district in Illinois. This question here does need to be answered even if your child has never previously attended school. Is your child currently expelled and not in good standing at the previous attended school district? Even if they haven't attended school previously, you do still need to answer that with a no. This message about health requirements, please read this thoroughly. If your child is new to the district or in a grade level that requires updated vaccination records, they must have that information submitted to the district within 30 days or by October 15th of the school year. And say, yes, I do accept the health requirements, and move on. The Relationships tab gives you the opportunity to choose the sequence or order you would like people contacted if there is an emergency at school, and we need to know. So Jane Doe is the mother. Most parents want to have contact information sent to them, so you do need to leave this if you are a guardian for the child, if you'd like to receive mailing and messenger information for the child. What sequence should this person be? This is the first person the school, should contact with information about my child. John Doe is the father. Oops. Let's go back and correct this since I just made Jane Doe the father. Okay, now we're correct. These are both guardians, both parents, and John Doe works further away, so we're going to make him contact number 2. If you have questions about what each of these mean, Infinite Campus down here has an explanation. Remember that marking no contact will mean that you will not get emergency messages or grading messages or attendance information about your child. The next box you're going to fill out is for your other emergency contacts. So in this case, we put grandfather in here. We're going to say this is a grandparent, and he is going to be contact number 3. These next several boxes need to be filled out to provide information on agreements for different areas within District 15. This is for the technology agreement. If you would like to read the agreement, you can click this red link and it will open up a separate window and explain what you're agreeing to. Once you've looked at that, you can check that and move on to the next. There are other annual permissions in here. Photo release permission, FERPA permission, the student handbook, student records policy, and Medicaid for Health Services policy. Each one of these has a red link that will take you to that document within the district website so that you can review exactly what it is that you are agreeing to. So we're going to click these. And reimbursement for Medicaid only applies if your child actually receives Medicaid services. So saying yes does not mean that your child will receive services. It just says that you are giving the district permission, if your child does receive services, to be billed directly. Oops. If you forget to check one of these and you click next, Infinite Campus is going to show you with a big red text box why you cannot move ahead in your application. So it kind of points an arrow right there. If you don't see it, if I had maybe unclicked this one and said next, just scroll up until you see what it is that you're missing. So we're going to check all of those and move ahead. And next. Does your son, daughter have a primary health care provider? Select either yes or no. They will ask for the provider's name, phone number. Do they have a dental care provider? No. You need to check this permission to treat box, that in an emergency, minor first aid will be administered by the school personnel. Does your child have a medical condition and/or require medication on a regular basis at home or at school? If yes, you will need to complete some information on the next page. There are red links here to the required health exams and immunization and the student handbook on health and wellness. Oops. So there's an extensive list here that defaults to no. If your child has any of these issues, please go over and change it to yes. So I'm going to change this and say, yes, my child does have allergies. All of these other things, no. So moving on, I'm not going to check this box because my child does have allergies. I indicated that on the previous page. If your child has nothing, please check this box. I'm going to add a condition here. And it is an allergy. Oops. And please make a note here. So my child is allergic to walnuts. Does not have asthma. I need to change this to yes, my child does have allergies. The most recent allergic reaction, let's say, while they are allergic to walnuts. They have not required epinephrine, and they do not have a prescription for epinephrine, excuse me. Look through this last column and go on to the next. My child does not take any medications. If they did, you would click in here and enter all of the medication information for your child. Oops. So no medications, and I can confirm this. I didn't actually add any medications. I just opened up that box. The pesticide notification defaults to no. If you need to be notified, you would need to change that to yes. Please read through this application for paid and transportation and other bus transportation information. There's nothing to click here. We just want you to be aware of it. If your child is a bus rider, which your school will notify you, we distribute bus tags for students in grades kindergarten through second grade. You need to check this box. If you choose not to have a bus tag for your student, you will need to email the school secretary to let that person know. Okay, so now we have completed the student information. If you have more than one child, you would click here to add a new student and go in and complete the process for that child. We don't have another student in this case, so we're just going to, oops, save and continue, but it's not letting me. We're going to cancel this and confirm that. Okay, so now I have my child's information entered, and I get to the last page, and it says you must submit your application by clicking the following button. You can go back at this point if you missed anything or need to make a change. Once you submit your application, you cannot make changes. There is a link here that you can print out a PDF copy if you'd like to keep that. If you see that you submit and need to make a change, you will need to contact the school. So we're going to submit this, and it reminds you again that you will not be able to enter or modify any information once you submit. We're going to confirm, and it is processing. This will take a minute, and it gives you another opportunity to look at your application summary PDF. You will receive an automatic email that we have received your application. Our goal is that within 7 to 10 days, the school will contact you and let you know what further information they need to complete your application and your child's registration in District 15. So look for that at the email address that you provided. If you have any questions, you can reach out to your school directly. If you're not sure what school it is, I would wait until they have an opportunity to process your application, and they will get back to you with all of the information that you need. Thanks very much, and I hope this is very helpful to you.